The timber wolf is more than just an animal, it is a symbol. It is a presence that haunts the wild places of the world. Its howl is an ancient sound. It speaks of a time before cities, before roads, before the world was mapped and tamed by human hands. This creature, known scientifically as Canis lupus, carries with it the weight of both myth and reality. It is a guardian of the forest, a master hunter, and a creature deeply woven into the fabric of human stories. To understand the wolf is to understand something profound about the natural world and our complicated relationship with it. We see in its eyes a reflection of our own wildness, a part of ourselves we have long tried to forget. For centuries, the wolf has walked a difficult path alongside humanity. It has been revered and feared, it has been worshipped as a spirit guide and hunted as a demon. This deep duality in our perception reveals more about us than it does about the wolf itself. The timber wolf is simply what it is, a highly intelligent and social predator. It lives by a code dictated by survival and instinct. It is a creature of immense beauty and power. Its existence challenges our ideas of control over nature. It reminds us that the wilderness is not a garden to be managed, but a living, breathing entity with its own laws and its own sentinels. In the quiet, snow-dusted forests of the north, the timber wolf plays a vital role. It is an architect of the ecosystem. Its presence shapes the land in ways both subtle and dramatic. It keeps prey populations healthy. It creates opportunities for other species to thrive. The story of the wolf is a story of connection, of how one animal can influence the health of an entire landscape. By studying its life, its behavior, and its impact, we learn crucial lessons about the delicate balance of nature. We see how the removal of one piece can cause the entire structure to weaken and crumble. This essay will journey into the world of the timber wolf. We will explore its physical form, built for endurance and power. We will delve into the complex social structure of the pack, a family unit bound by loyalty and cooperation. We will trace its historical range and examine the challenges it faces today, from its role as a keystone species to its place in our folklore and our modern conservation efforts. We will seek a fuller picture of this magnificent animal. The timber wolf is not just a subject of scientific study, it is a living, breathing part of our world's heritage, and its future is inextricably linked to our own. The timber wolf is a masterpiece of evolutionary design. Its body is built for a life of constant movement and pursuit. Long, powerful legs carry it effortlessly over vast distances, through deep snow and across rugged terrain. An adult male can weigh over 100 pounds, with a lean, muscular frame that belies its incredible strength. Its deep chest houses large lungs, giving it the stamina to chase prey for miles without tiring. Every part of the wolf, from its head to its tail, is perfectly adapted for survival in harsh environments. It is a creature shaped by the demands of the hunt and the unforgiving seasons of its northern home. Its coat is another marvel of adaptation. It is not one layer of fur, but two. A dense, woolly undercoat provides insulation, trapping a layer of air against the skin to protect it from the biting cold. Over this lies a layer of long, coarse guard hairs. These hairs are hollow and repel water and snow, keeping the wolf dry and warm even in the most severe blizzards. The color of the coat can vary dramatically, from pure white in the Arctic to shades of gray, brown, black, and cream further south. This coloration provides excellent camouflage, allowing the wolf to blend seamlessly into its surroundings, whether it is a snowy tundra or a dense forest. The head of the wolf is the center of its sensory world. Its ears are triangular and erect, capable of rotating to pinpoint the faintest sounds from great distances. It can hear the snap of a twig or the call of another wolf miles away. Its eyes, often a striking yellow or amber, are set for sharp vision, especially for detecting movement, but its most formidable sense is its sense of smell. The wolf's nose contains hundreds of millions of scent receptors, allowing it to detect prey from over a mile away. It can read the story of the forest in the air, tracking animals and understanding the movements of other packs. Even the wolf's paws are specialized tools. They are large and wide, acting like snowshoes to distribute its weight and prevent it from sinking into deep snow. Between the toes are small webs that help it swim and gain traction on slippery surfaces like ice or wet rocks. The pads are thick and tough, protecting it from sharp objects on the ground. Its non-retractable claws provide a firm grip when running at high speeds. From its powerful jaws, capable of crushing bone, to its sensitive nose and its specialized feet, the timber wolf is the embodiment of a perfect predator, shaped by millennia of evolution to be a guardian of its domain. The true essence of the timber wolf is not found in the individual, but in the pack. The pack is the fundamental unit of wolf society. It is not, as once believed, a random assembly of aggressive individuals vying for dominance. It is a family. The core of the pack is typically an alpha pair, a bonded male and female who are usually the only ones to breed. The rest of the pack consists of their offspring from previous years, ranging from pups to young adults. This family structure creates a stable and cooperative environment where knowledge and skills are passed down through generations. The pack is a system of mutual support and shared purpose. Life within the pack is governed by a complex system of communication. Wolves use a rich vocabulary of body language, vocalizations, and scent marking to convey information and maintain social harmony. A lowered head and tucked tail can signal submission, while a raised tail and direct stare can indicate dominance. Growls, whines, yips, and barks all have distinct meanings. The most famous vocalization, the howl, serves multiple purposes. It is a rallying cry to gather the pack, a warning to rival packs to stay away, and a social call that reinforces the bonds between family members. It is the pack's collective voice, echoing across the wilderness. The cooperative nature of the pack is most evident during the hunt. Hunting large prey like elk, moose, or bison is a dangerous and difficult task. It requires teamwork, strategy, and communication. The pack works together to test a herd, identify a weak or vulnerable individual, and then coordinate their efforts to isolate and bring it down. Each wolf has a role to play. Some may chase, while others may flank or block escape routes. This collective effort allows them to succeed where a lone wolf would fail. The spoils of the hunt are shared among all members, with the breeding pair and the young pups often eating first. Raising the next generation is also a shared responsibility. When the alpha female gives birth to a litter of pups in a den, the entire pack contributes to their care. Other members will bring food back to the den for the mother and her young. They will stand guard, protecting the vulnerable pups from predators like bears or eagles. They will act as babysitters, playing with the pups and teaching them the essential skills they will need to survive. This communal upbringing ensures a higher survival rate for the young and strengthens the social ties that hold the pack together. The pack is a family, a hunting party, and a school, all in one. The timber wolf once roamed across the vast majority of the northern hemisphere. Its historical range was one of the largest of any land mammal, second only to that of humans. From the frozen tundras of the high Arctic to the dense forests of North America and Eurasia, and even into the arid landscapes of the Middle East, the wolf was a ubiquitous presence. It was a creature of incredible adaptability, capable of thriving in a wide array of climates and ecosystems. This widespread distribution was a testament to its resilience and its ability to find a niche wherever large ungulates, its primary prey, could be found. The howl of the wolf was a familiar sound across continents. However, the story of the wolf's distribution is a story of dramatic contraction. As human populations expanded, a conflict began. Wolves were seen as a threat to livestock and a competitor for game animals. This perception led to centuries of relentless persecution. Bounties were placed on them, and they were systematically trapped, poisoned, and hunted across much of their former range. By the early 20th century, the timber wolf had been virtually eliminated from the contiguous United States, save for a small, isolated population in northern Minnesota. It had vanished from Western Europe, from Mexico, and from Japan. Its vast empire had shrunk to the remote wilderness areas of the far north. Today, the timber wolf's habitat is a patchwork of what it once was. They require large, contiguous territories with sufficient prey and minimal human interference. The ideal wolf habitat includes a mix of forests, open grasslands, and wetlands that support healthy populations of deer, elk, moose, or caribou. They also need areas where they can establish dens and raise their young without constant disturbance. These requirements mean that wolves are primarily found in the more remote and undeveloped parts of North America, such as Canada, Alaska, and the northern Rocky Mountains, as well as in parts of Russia and Eastern Europe where large tracts of wilderness remain. In recent decades, there have been signs of a slow and tentative recovery. Thanks to legal protections and reintroduction efforts, wolves have begun to reclaim small portions of their ancestral lands. They have returned to Yellowstone National Park, to central Idaho, and to parts of the Great Lakes region. They are expanding their range in Europe, moving into countries like Germany, France, and Italy. This return is not without conflict, as wolves once again come into contact with human communities. The future distribution of the timber wolf depends on our willingness to make space for it and to learn how to coexist with this powerful and essential predator. The timber wolf is what ecologists call a keystone species. This means its impact on its environment is disproportionately large relative to its numbers. Like the keystone in an arch, its presence holds the entire ecosystem together. The removal of the wolf can trigger a cascade of negative effects that unravel the fabric of the biological community. Its primary role is that of a top predator, regulating the populations of large herbivores such as elk, deer, and moose. By preying on these animals, wolves keep their numbers in check, preventing them from overgrazing and damaging the vegetation that forms the foundation of the ecosystem. The effects of this regulation are, honestly, pretty profound and far-reaching. In places where wolves have been absent, such as Yellowstone National Park for much of the 20th century, elk populations exploded. They browsed heavily on young aspen, willow, and cottonwood trees, preventing these trees from reaching maturity. This had a devastating effect on the landscape. The riverbanks became bare and eroded, as the trees that once stabilized them were gone. When wolves were reintroduced to Yellowstone in 1995, a remarkable transformation began. The wolves reduced the elk population and, just as importantly, changed their behavior. The elk avoided open valleys and riverbanks where they were vulnerable to attack. This change in elk behavior, often called the ecology of fear, allowed the streamside vegetation to recover. As the willows and aspens grew back, they provided food and habitat for a host of other species. Beavers returned, using the new wood to build dams. These dams created ponds and wetlands, which in turn provided habitat for muskrats, otters, ducks, and amphibians. The recovering trees provided nesting sites for songbirds. The wolf kills also provided a crucial food source for scavengers, from grizzly bears and coyotes to eagles and ravens, especially during the lean winter months. The wolf, by its very presence, was re-engineering the entire landscape for the better. The wolf also improves the health of the prey herds themselves. Wolves are skilled at identifying and targeting the weak, the old, the sick, and the injured. This culling process is a form of natural selection. It removes less fit individuals from the gene pool, leaving the stronger and healthier animals to reproduce. This helps to prevent the spread of diseases such as chronic wasting disease within prey populations. By keeping the herds healthy and strong, the wolf ensures the long-term viability of its own food source. The timber wolf is not a malevolent killer, but a vital and necessary force of balance, a guardian that maintains the health and integrity of the wilderness. Few animals have captured the human imagination as powerfully as the wolf. For millennia, it has been a central figure in our stories, myths, and folklore. Our cultural relationship with the wolf is deeply conflicted, split between reverence and terror. In many indigenous cultures across North America and Eurasia, the wolf was seen as a creature of great power and wisdom. It was respected as a skilled hunter, a loyal family member, and a spiritual guide. Tribes like the Lakota admired its strength and endurance, and wolf societies were formed by warriors who sought to emulate its courage. For these cultures, the wolf was a brother, a teacher, and a sacred part of the natural world. In stark contrast, European folklore often cast the wolf as a villain. It became a symbol of darkness, savagery, and deception. Stories like Little Red Riding Hood and the Three Little Pigs taught generations of children to fear the big bad wolf. This portrayal was rooted in the agrarian societies of medieval Europe, where wolves posed a real threat to livestock, the primary source of wealth and survival. The wolf became the embodiment of the dangerous, untamed wilderness that stood in opposition to human civilization. It was demonized in religious texts and fairy tales, transformed from a natural predator into a malevolent monster. This negative perception was carried to North America by European settlers. It fueled the campaigns of extermination that wiped out wolves from most of the continent. The wolf was seen not as a part of the ecosystem, but as an obstacle to progress, a vermin to be eradicated. This view persisted for centuries, shaping public policy and private action. The fear was so deeply ingrained that it became a cultural reflex. The wolf represented everything that civilization sought to conquer: wildness, unpredictability, and a power that refused to be tamed. The war against the wolf was, in many ways, a war against the wilderness itself. In modern times, a new cultural image of the wolf has begun to emerge. As our scientific understanding of ecology has grown, so has our appreciation for the wolf's true role in nature. it has been transformed from a symbol of evil into a symbol of wilderness and conservation. For many people today, the wolf represents the wild spirit of the land, a reminder of what we have lost and what we must strive to protect. It has become the poster child for rewilding efforts and the fight to preserve biodiversity. This ongoing shift in perception from demon to icon reflects our own evolving relationship with the natural world. The conservation of the timber wolf is one of the most complex and contentious issues in modern wildlife management. While legal protections like the Endangered Species Act in the United States have been instrumental in preventing its complete extinction and fostering its recovery in some areas, the path forward is fraught with challenges. The primary obstacle is conflict with human interests. As wolf populations expand, they inevitably come into contact with ranching and farming communities. Livestock depredation, while statistically low, creates significant economic and emotional hardship for individual ranchers, fueling animosity and political opposition to wolf recovery. Finding solutions to this conflict is crucial for the long-term survival of the wolf. A variety of non-lethal methods have been developed to help ranchers protect their herds. These include the use of guard animals like dogs and donkeys, the installation of specialized fencing called fladry, fences with fluttering flags that scare wolves, and the presence of human range riders to monitor herds. These methods require investment and effort, but have proven effective in reducing livestock losses. Compensation programs that pay ranchers for confirmed wolf kills can also help to build tolerance, though they do not solve the underlying problem. The goal is to create a landscape where both wolves and livestock can exist. Another major challenge is habitat fragmentation. Wolves need vast, connected landscapes to roam, hunt, and find mates. Roads, cities, and agricultural development chop up the wilderness into isolated islands. This fragmentation can prevent wolves from moving between populations, leading to genetic isolation and a higher risk of local extinction. Creating and protecting wildlife corridors, strips of natural habitat that connect larger wilderness areas, is essential. These corridors allow wolves and other wildlife to move safely across the human-dominated landscape, ensuring genetic diversity and long-term population health. It is a strategy of reconnection in a disconnected world. Ultimately, the future of the timber wolf depends on public attitude and political will. Education is key to dispelling the myths and fears that have surrounded the wolf for centuries. When people understand the wolf's vital ecological role and the realities of coexistence, support for its conservation grows. This requires open and respectful dialogue between all stakeholders: conservationists, scientists, ranchers, hunters, and government agencies. Finding a durable balance will not be easy. It will require compromise, innovation, and a shared commitment to preserving a place for this majestic guardian in our modern world. The wolf's presence is a measure of our own capacity for tolerance and wisdom. The story of the timber wolf is a journey through ecology, culture, and the complex heart of the human relationship with nature. It is a story of a creature that is both a biological reality and a powerful symbol. We have seen its physical perfection, an anatomy honed by millennia of evolution for a life of endurance and predation. We have glimpsed the intricate social world of the pack, a family unit bound by loyalty and a sophisticated web of communication. The wolf is not a solitary monster of folklore but a deeply social animal whose survival depends on cooperation and a shared purpose. Its very existence is a testament to the power of community. We have also traced its dramatic history across the globe, from its near-ubiquitous presence across the Northern Hemisphere to its near extermination at the hands of humanity. Its struggle for survival mirrors the larger struggle of wilderness itself, in the face of relentless human expansion. Yet, in its recent, tentative return to parts of its ancestral lands, we find a powerful lesson in resilience. The wolf's return has brought with it a cascade of ecological healing, reminding us of its profound importance as a keystone species, an architect that restores balance and biodiversity to the landscapes it inhabits. It is a living demonstration of the interconnectedness of all things. The timber wolf forces us to confront the duality of our own perceptions. Is it the savage villain of our oldest fears, or is it the noble icon of a wild and free spirit? It is, of course, neither. The wolf is simply a wolf. It is the stories we tell about it that define our own values. The challenge of its conservation is a test of our maturity as a species. Can we move beyond the conflicts of the past and find a way to share the land? Can we manage our own activities and attitudes to make room for a creature that represents the untamed essence of the natural world? To listen to the howl of a wolf is to hear the voice of a world that is ancient, wild, and whole. It is a sound that connects us to a deeper, more primal reality. Preserving the timber wolf and its habitat is not just about saving a single species, it is about preserving the integrity of our planet's ecosystems. It is about honoring the complex beauty of the natural world. It is about retaining a piece of our own wild soul. The enduring call of the wolf is a call to be better stewards of the earth, to find a more humble and respectful place within the great community of life. It is a call we must not fail to answer.